There are so many situations in our everyday experiences of work that are just excellent opportunities for growth. So for example, you find yourself in a meeting and there's a group of people and they're sharing ideas and their views. The first thing I want to talk about is if you watch, what you're going to realize is you're not really listening. You're doing one of two things, and this goes even not just for meetings, just even in conversations when you're just sitting there talking to somebody. Either when they're talking and you're supposedly listening, what you're actually listening to is your own view of what they're saying. You're listening to the voice inside your head say, well, I never did anything like that. I wonder why. Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen to me either. And no, I wouldn't say it the way you said it. And you're in there talking. The voice inside your head is talking, and you're actually paying as much, if not more, attention to your opinion, view, judgment, whatever it is, extensions, add-ons, and subtractions to what's being said, than you are paying attention to the words coming out of the person's mouth. And that's if you're actually listening. What happens very often in a meeting, and I see it all the time with people, right, is they're not even listening to what anybody's saying. They're thinking about what they're going to say when it's their turn. That's all that's going on inside their head, is they're just thinking about, how do I formulate it? That's unbelievable. I shouldn't even have to talk on that. If you're doing that, you don't belong in the meeting. Because the purpose of the meeting is we're all different. We're all different. We all have different stuff inside of our heads because we've all had different experiences in life. We've all had different experiences and we process them different ways. Therefore, the data that we have for the foundation of our thoughts is completely different than everybody else in that room. Even if you worked together for 20 years, still your background, your upbringing, what happened outside of work, all of these things formulate the way you think. So when you walk into a room with a meeting, you understand that what you have is a whole bunch of data sets. And every one of those data sets is correct. There's not one of them that's more correct than the other. If I look out a window, everybody looks out the window but looks at different angles, there's nobody who's seeing it right. They're just seeing what's out there is bigger than any one thing you can see. So no person has gone through life experiencing what's there. All they experience is what was in front of them from moment to moment. So therefore, everybody is right. Everybody has a different experience of life. Therefore, everybody has something to contribute. So again, as a computer person, I see it as you've walked into a room and there's a whole bunch of data sets. Well, every one of those data sets has something to give. They have something to offer. You don't want to take one of them and have it bludgeon the others. So it's not like who's strongest. And you also have a data set. And if what you're doing is you're so insecure that you're afraid of expressing yourself, and therefore you're going over in your mind when everybody else is talking, how you're going to say it, what you're going to say, what you should say, what you shouldn't say, you're not contributing to that meeting. You're not doing a good job. What you learn to do is listen. And it's hard. It will show you how non-spiritual we are. It will show you how self-centered we are, that when somebody else is talking, you are listening to your mind as opposed to listening what the person is saying. So what you learn to do, and it is, again, like meditation, it's a practice. You can't stop your mind from talking. Don't ever fight with your mind. That's a non-starter. What you can do is not pay attention to it. Hey, you were not paying attention to the person, so you can listen to your mind. Just do the opposite. Don't pay attention to your mind, so you can listen to the person. You have the right to do that. So you put out some effort to listen to what the person's saying. Now, when it comes in, it's not going to agree with what you would have said. That's the whole purpose of the meeting. That's the whole purpose of bringing different data sets together. They're not wrong. They don't agree. They shouldn't agree. That's a whole nother attitude that people don't take. They think my friends are the people that agree with me. You don't want everybody to agree with you. You won't learn anything, all right? It's like people go out in relationships and they say, he's just not like me. Well, go have a relationship with yourself. That's crazy. The whole purpose of bringing somebody else into your aura, into your arena, is to learn, is to expand your data set so that you have more of an experience. So when you're sitting there in that meeting, if you're really spiritual and you're really doing it right, the first thing you're doing is realizing, yes, I have something to contribute when it is my time to contribute. And guess what? It will come up so easy because it's all I know. I don't have to force it to come up. The problem is I have to force myself to be willing to listen to other people because it's not a natural thing to do. The natural thing to do is every word they say stimulates me. I get a reaction of me. So I focus on listening to them, and as their words come in, there will be a resistance. Understand that. There will be resistance because it doesn't match you. And it's not going to match you, and it shouldn't match you. That's why everybody brings a different data set in. The question is, are you willing to let it come in? Don't even do anything with it. Just let it come in. A deeper part of you will process it. It won't be your conscious, judgmental mind that puts the puzzle pieces together. It will be that you allow this data to come in. It is different than yours, and it will integrate. Your mind does that naturally. The deeper part of your mind integrates pieces together. That's what you do with every moment of your life. When you have a new experience, it integrates into all the other ones you had before. So this will come in. You stay open. You stay receptive. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. You just have to be there, be present in the moment. And so what will happen is you'll listen to different people, and then it will become your time. Yes, as we talked about earlier, we're sensitive, we're personal, we're insecure, we got all that garbage. It will go away over time. It's not going to go away immediately, but you don't want it to be who you are. You are deeper than that. You are greater than that. So all you have to do is when it becomes your time, you'll notice a part of you gets a little tight, a part of you gets insecure. Just do your breathing, let go, and try to see and trust that what will come up will be an integration of what you have heard with what it is that you experienced. And at first it may be difficult and you may fall over your words. Don't worry about it. When you start playing the piano, you don't do very well. You just start doing your scales, doesn't sound so impressive, and you mess those up. Be willing to do work that way. It is something you're learning. It is helping you. You're growing. And what you're going to find is if you do that, you will at some point run that meeting. I guarantee you. I've watched it happen so many times with so many people that they were afraid to talk. They thought they were right brain. They couldn't do anything. Next thing you know, they're running a department with 20 people. If you're willing to trust this process of letting go of your personal self. People try to let their personal self be good. Your personal self is not good. Your personal self is the lowest part of your being. Don't try to make it be spiritual. It is about letting go of yourself, constantly letting go of the part that is just talking in there and causing these personal emotions and reactions. So even a meeting is a spiritual experience if you're willing to use it that way. And again, the whole key is, are you willing to let go of yourself? Or did you go into that meeting to prove that you're smarter than the other person, or to make sure you impress everybody, etc.?